Missouri 39, Florida 37. SEC men's basketball action on KCOU at 88.1 FM. McGrath staying alongside Lucas Owens. 17:30 to go in the second half here. And Missouri on a 6-0 run has their first lead since the middle of the first half. And on the back of Dejuan Gordon, 2 huge threes from the left wing. The 33% three-point shooter on the season drains 2 triples, and Missouri back in control.
Yeah, he's been really quiet today, but man, just came alive for those 2 threes. I mean, yeah, you get what you get with Dejuan Gordon. When it goes in, it goes in.
Gordon
starts going in. So
Gordon averaging 9 points on the year. He had 15 points in Missouri's last game against Iowa State. So he's on a bit of a hot streak right now. He's playing pretty well today, and he's leading the Missouri offense here in the second half. On the other end, Florida hasn't been able to get anything going in the second half as we get action restarted here, but a 6-0 run in the last minute 10 with 17:30 to go, in period number 2. Dejuan Gordon with 10 points on the day. It's been kind of a three-point shootout here today, Lucas, something you usually don't see when the Missouri Tigers are playing.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, they're 4 for 7, so they're shooting it well today, and Florida's shooting 50% as well, 8 for 16. A lot higher volume for Florida's end, but yeah, just a 3-point game, 3-point shootout today. 2-point game right now.
Tyree Appleby, the senior guard for Florida, dribbles the ball up the length of the court, hands it off, Flanders Fleming. The transfer from Charleston Southern, kicks it, Appleby, corner triple from the left corner, and talk about a 3-point shootout, he cashes that one home. Regains the lead for Florida, 40-39, 17-10 to go in the second half.
Yeah, Mizzou was doing a good job of containing Appleby today, and yeah, that one just left him wide open.
Boogie Coleman gives it off. Kobe Brown at the high post, back to the basket, ball's poked away, picked up by Dejuan Gordon. Gordon dribbles, kicks it back outside. Boogie Coleman, left wing, dribbles to the free throw line, kicks it back out. Ronnie DeGray, driving kick game right now. Bounce pass down low. Kobe Brown back to the basket, dribbles down low, draws the double team, goes up with it. Blocked near the rim. Ball's on the floor, rolls all the way out. Florida has it down the court. It's Jones, blocked underneath the basket by a pair of Missouri defenders, Boogie Coleman and Amari Davis. In transition, it'll go out of bounds. Florida never had numbers there as they were dribbling up the floor, and Jones went up for the layup. Waiting for a signal here. It'll be Florida basketball on the baseline. Here's a substitution as C.J. Felder checks in for the first time today. We've talked about how he's been in and out for Florida recently. He's been dealing with some illness, but he's back in the game. He's a big man for Florida, 7'1" wingspan, 6'7" is what he stands. He's a dangerous player. Kick back out, Appleby. He holds it on the right side wing. Working on Amari Davis, the smaller defender. Appleby dribbles through the legs, holds it back at the logo, waiting for the offense to develop. One-on-one with Davis. Isolation. Kicks it from the right block. Errant pass over the head of Myra Jones in the other corner. And it flies into the stands. It'll be Missouri basketball. And they'll inbound and have to go the length of the court. 40-39, Missouri leads. 16:22 to go in the second half. Yaya Kita back in with 3 fouls for the Missouri Tigers. Kobe Brown will get a quick breather right before the TV timeout. Ronnie DeGray to inbound to Boogie Coleman. No full-court pressure here from Florida. They're laying off a little bit after some triples for the Missouri Tigers. Missouri offensive pressure maybe forcing Florida to lean back into some half-court sets a little bit here.
Yeah, those full-court presses that for the first 3 minutes of the second half were giving Mizzou a lot of space, and, of course, that led to those threes in space. So
Coleman to Davis on the left wing. Davis dribbles into the corner. Coleman back up at the top of the key, crosses over, kicks it back to Davis. 2-man game inside the three-point line, right inside the left corner. Amari Davis is deadly from mid-range, and he shows it right there. Amari Davis for 2. 41-40, Missouri leads Florida. Back and forth affair. 16 minutes to go in the second half. Appleby drives, right hand at the top of the key, kicks it back out. Triple, it's long from number 32. That was Gatkek. Missouri pulls down the rebound as it hits the deck, and they will run. Dejuan Gordon has it, hands it back off Boogie Coleman. Boogie Coleman inside the logo. Receives pressure from Fleming. Bounce passes it over to Gordon. Gordon at the top of the key. Swings it around the arc. Boogie Coleman on the left wing. Drives in. Floater from about 15 feet out. It hits the back of the rim. And high bounce. Rebound pulled down by Florida. Up the court, it's Fleming. 15-20 to go. Missouri leads by 1. Swung around the arc. Back to Gatkek. Gatkek holds it. Dishes it back out. Appleby poked away by Coleman at the top of the key. Ball's on the deck. Appleby hits the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, I believe.
Yeah,
and so that's going to be possession Missouri as we send it to the TV timeout. Missouri leads by 1. They'll have the basketball when we come back. 15:08 to go in the second half. Missouri 41, Florida 40. This is SEC men's basketball on KCOU 88.1 FM. Ole Miss leads Missouri 2-0. Set 3 action here on KCO2. I'm Jack McGrath alongside Cam Payne. This is SEC volleyball action. And we were talking earlier about how this Missouri team, who's younger, hasn't had the best start to the season, only 1 win so far in SEC play, can learn from this Ole Miss team. Now, Ole Miss last year was a lot younger, but this year they're getting contributions from their veteran leaders like Anna Baer, like Aubrey Soldemeyer, like Sasha Ratliff. What can Missouri do at this point, Cam, in order to try to get back in this game, and what do they need to see from their veteran leaders?
Well, Anna Dixon has stepped up and turned her veteran leaders. Another veteran leader that can step up is Bryn Carlson. She has 3, I believe it's 2 kills on the night. See if we can get a little bit more from her in this third set. See if Tigers can pick up this set and force another one. But young players, Trisha Strasser's going to have to step up even more than she has. And Jordan Eiliff is another person who needs to step up more for the Tigers.
Getting action restarted here. Missouri will be serving right to left on your radio dial, 0-0 in set 3. Clean slate. We should mention that Ole Miss in their last game was up 2-0 on Mississippi State. They wound up losing that match 3-2. Mississippi State clawed their way back in it and was able to pull out a win. So the Missouri Tigers looking to do the same as Mississippi State did to Ole Miss about a week ago. Here's the serve from the Missouri Tigers. It's Addison Lyon, and that's going to be a point Ole Miss. Not a great start for the Missouri Tigers. That goes over the baseline and out of bounds on an errant serve.
Not a great start, like you said. I believe that was Lauren Thompson again with another heads-up play.
Back to serve is Riley Fisher. Played 3 games at Libero this season so far. Missouri Tigers have control, and Trisha Strasser steps up like you said she needed to, and she gets the kill there off the platform of the setter, Kylie McLaughlin, and that's going to be a point for the Missouri Tigers.
That's exactly what you want right there from your young player to step up in a big moment. Big players step up in big moments.
Kaylee Cox back to serve for the Missouri Tigers. She sends it away across the court. It's dug up by Thompson. Set back to Thompson on the outside, blocked by Strasser.
Strasser again showing up, just what the Tigers needed. Talented freshman with a nice block there.
Missouri leads 2-1 in set 3. Ole Miss leads 2-0. 2-1, Missouri leads in set 3. Here's the serve from Cox. It trickles over the top of the net, makes contact with the white of the net, and falls over on Ole Miss's side to give Missouri a 3-1 lead. And before you know it, they are on a 3-0 scoring run.
Young players stepping up. That's 2 freshmen making 3 points for Missouri.
Kaylee Cox back to serve again. To the middle block. It's over the net, and Anna Dixon says thank you very much on the overpass and puts it away. And that's going to be a point for the Missouri Tigers.
Well, talk about a strike. She just went up, jumped up real high, and just spiked that ball into the court. I don't think anybody could have gotten that.
Caleb Anworth, the second-year head coach for Ole Miss, has to start thinking about calling a timeout as Kaylee Cox sends the serve away again. And that's why she doesn't call a timeout, because she knows she has veteran leaders like a Sasha Ratliff, who puts the point away for Ole Miss on the swing from the middle position.
Nice there for Ole Miss to be able to not call a timeout and kind of stump some of the momentum the Tigers have right now.
Hamilton back to serve for Ole Miss from the right side. Float serves away. Emily Brown digs it up. Tipped away from Eiliff. Back in control of Ole Miss. They have control. Thompson with the swing. Emily Brown, a nice pass. Sets to Dixon on the outside, and Dixon just tips it to the 10-foot line. Hamilton unable to get there, and that's going to be a point for the Missouri Tigers.
Anna Dixon heating up in this set. With another great play there. Just tipped the ball over, and he just floated right on by past Ole Miss defenders.
Missouri leads 5-2 over Ole Miss in set 3. 2-0. Ole Miss leads Missouri. But Strasser is back to serve. She sends it away, this time into the net. A service error is not great for Trisha Strasser, but it might be acceptable considering she basically led them in set 1 with 3 service aces.
I think that's acceptable on the night. Just one on uncharacteristic error there for her. She's having a tremendous match now.
Thompson back to serve, the outside hitter. Stands at 6 foot from Springdale, Arkansas, sends it away. Anna Dixon overpass, sends it up, but a nice dig by Eiliff on the cover, so Ole Miss is in control, points still alive, but not for long as Thompson that's Bear who takes the swing. It's off the platform of Emily Brown, finds its way to the stands, and that's going to be a point for Ole Miss as they found their way back into this one. Missouri leads 5-4, though, in set 3.
That's just a tough one for Emily Brown to dig out of right there.
Back to serve, it is Lauren Thompson. She sends it away, it's into the net, and that's going to be a point for the Missouri Tigers.
So a nice point there for the Tigers. Although it was an error by Thompson, it's just a nice little point there to get the Tigers a little bit of momentum back.
Changing in the guard for Missouri in the 4-2 system is Nicole Alford. Back to serve for Missouri. Transfer from Maryland. Bounces it a few times before she sends away the float serve. To the middle back, gets dug up by Samilton. It's a nice pass. Bear on the outside, a nice dig, and Missouri just free balls it over. In system, it's Ole Miss. Blocked at the net is Bear, covered by Ole Miss. Out of system set this time. Bear again tips it over. Emily Brown, diving dig from the outside. It's Carlson. She takes a roll shot swing. Dug up. Back row attack this time from Thompson, and she gets it right off the block and down, and that's going to be a point for Ole Miss.
There's another.
Dishes it back out. Lee Melimick at the top of the key. Fires it over everybody to Rodriguez, who pulls it out of the air and fires away with the shot from the left block, and he puts it in. Missouri down by 6, 6:47 to go in period number 2. Setting up the offense is number 1, Clarence McCarthy-Grogan. He wheels over the timeline before he dishes it out to the right wing. Dump down low, pass picked off by Rodriguez. An errant pass from Hummer, and here comes Rodriguez down the floor. He has his head up, he's looking. A couple of Missouri players were screened back on the other side. Rodriguez passes it. Higgins on the right block, from the left block on the pass from Rodriguez, and Higgins puts it away, cuts the UTA lead to 4. We've got a close one now. 6:10 to go in period number 2. Here comes UTA. Mirandez on the right side wing. Dribbles the ball up the floor all the way to the corner. Kicks it back out top of the key. Dishes on the left side. McCarthy-Grogan thinks about a 3, instead decides to pull it back. He holds the ball at his waist. Dribbles it all the way to the free throw line before handing it off to Mirandez. Mirandez pulls into a 3, holds it at the top of the head, nods his head after he hits, and that's a huge 3 from Mirandez.
He has been shooting lights out so far tonight, Mirandez has.
63-56, UTA leads. Higgins has it. 5:30 to go in half number 2. Higgins dribbles all the way to himself, all the way down to the right block, gives it to Coda Inman-Ahlstrom, who misses the layup. Off the glass, it was a little bit long. UTA pulls down the board. Here comes Mirandez. Mirandez pulls into another triple. It's short off the rim, takes a high bounce, hits the rim again, goes on the deck, hits the floor. It's off of a UTA player, and Missouri will inbound with 5:15 to go in half number 2. Have another substitution here for UTA. It'll be number 20, Josh Brewer, into the game. The transfer from the University of Arizona enters the game for UTA. Higgins up the floor for Missouri. Dribbles all the way to the left wing into the paint and misses the layup from the left block. Did not use the backboard, hit the front of the rim and rolled out. It went off a UTA chair, though, out of bounds over the baseline, so Missouri will inbound with 5:05 to go in the second half, down by 7, 63-56. It'll be Melimick to inbound. He slaps the ball underneath his own basket, fires it all the way to Higgins at the free throw line. Higgins holds the ball at his waist, dribbles a couple of times before firing with one hand to Melimick. Melimick holds the ball out with one hand, thinking about a shot, fires all the way to Higgins at the other end of the court. Two-man game, down low, Steger on the overhand pass from Higgins, who puts it in from the left block off the backboard. Now full court pressure here from the Missouri Tigers. Rodriguez will wheel back down the floor as UTA takes it back up the floor. Clarence McCarthy-Grogan dribbles up, thinks about a 3, pulls it back down. This time he fires from right inside the wing. Coda with a nice defensive play. Rebound pulled down by UTA. Then Steger pulls down the rebound on the miss off the layup as it was short. Higgins on the other end will slow it back down, and maybe thankfully so for the Missouri Tigers, is there was a little bit of chaos on that possession. 4:20 to go, 63-58. Higgins trapped near the free throw line. Finds an open man, Rodriguez. Dumps it down low. Steger with the layup, and he puts it away. With 4:11 to go, it's a 3-point basketball game, UTA and Missouri. UTA basketball, 63-60. 4 minutes left. Mizzou wheelchair basketball at Brewer Fieldhouse. Mirandez will dribble it up near the top of the key. Fires it down low. A nice pass to Clarence McCarthy-Grogan, who wheels through the lane and puts it in off the backboard. extends the UTA lead to 5. 3:45 to go, 65-60.